Hello, everyone, and welcome to a episode of BC Plus Live. I'm your host, Jeremiah, with my co-host.
Andy, KC9SKV.
And today we are actually going to be going over some changes to BridgeCom Plus, our membership service, as well as interviewing Bob, K6UDA. So, first of all, I would like to say again, congratulations to all of our BC Plus members who won last week's drawing exclusively for BC Plus members. And then, secondly, if you have not received your mystery box prize yet, they are going to be sending those out. If not tonight, it should be tomorrow. They finally got everything sorted and organized and ready to go in the boxes. So, to everybody who won one of the regular prizes, like one of our 578 radios with BTO1 or the 878 with a speaker mic, congratulations to you as well. Tonight's drawing that is exclusively for BC Plus members is going to be a Skybridge Max, which is the BridgeCom hotspot that allows you to use your 878 or 578 or even another brand of DMR radio to get onto a DMR network from the comfort of your home, your car, picnic table, if you have a battery pack and a cell phone, anywhere that you can take it and power it with a power supply. So there is that. And let's go ahead and go over some of the changes for BC Plus. And then, Bob, if you don't mind, we will get to the interview part here in just a few moments.
I have no problem. I got nowhere to be.
All right. So, as you may notice, if you are a BridgeCom Plus member, you are still coming in through the Zoom link. But if you are not a BridgeCom Plus member, you are able to access the BC Live episode or BC Plus Live episodes through YouTube. However, with YouTube, these are going to cut off at 45 minutes before the actual drawing for the BC Plus members, as well as we are going to have an extended session for the BC Plus members, so they are able to ask questions to the guest and, get to ask things that we didn't get to ask during the regular 45 minutes. Also, I do have some announcements that were sent to me. We still have the 220 repeaters on sale, as well as on the BridgeCom Systems website. We do have our hot summer deals offers. And we are still running BC Plus. So you are able to join on the website. We are still working out the bugs for the 30-day free trial to be able to get that set up again so people can join. Give me 1 second here, because people are sending me messages on Facebook and it keeps triggering my phone's ringer. Okay. So got that turned off. Sorry about that, guys. So we are also doing the giveaway for the annual subscription to BC Plus. So if you had signed up for the registration, there is a link for that. Let me copy and make sure I've got this here for you guys. And I'm going to post that into... Okay, so at the bottom of the page, I'm going to put in the chat, is where you can enter for your chance to win the annual membership to BC Plus. So there is the link right now. And that is open to anybody that would like to win it. Um, and that is also open to BC Plus members if they want to go and enter that contest as well. It's got about 35 minutes left on it. Okay. Not sure why closed captioning is turned on and why it's showing your text on the YouTube screen, guys.
I think it's just doing auto captioning, to be honest with you, because I don't even see an option to turn it off.
Okay, let me find that real quick because it should not be closed captioning. Unless somebody turns that on. I'm sorry, guys. This is the first time that I am doing this on YouTube.
Yeah, something is auto translating and creating the text for the closed captioning.
Okay. If you join, if you win the annual BC Plus, you do not have to wait to enter the BC Plus drawings because you were winning a subscription. Dan, give me 1 second. Let me find your direct email here, and I will get that sent over to you. You should have already gotten that. So bear with me just a second here. And I'm not sure why it is still running with closed captioning on.
I honestly believe that Zoom actually may be generating the closed captioning and forcing it out to the stream.
Allow
captions.
automatic cap.
Yep. Yeah, I think, yeah, you're hosting, so yeah, I think that's a thing. Yep,
Okay.
it's definitely doing that.
Yep. Let me caption settings and let's see, captions. Okay. That's weird. I'm not sure why it is doing the captions.
Well, may just have to live with it. I think it might be doing that because we're streaming externally.
Yes, that is probably it. And I can't find the option on YouTube to turn captions off. Okay. We'll see if it disappears in a minute on the screen here. Because I just turned captions off completely.
All right, let's I think we need to get moving into it.
All right. So Bob, thank you for being patient while I was trying to sort that out. Bob, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us how you got into radio?
Hi, I'm Bob, K6UDA, host of the K6UDA radio show on YouTube and Rumble and wherever else I may end up. Been into ham radio for about 11, 12 years now. And oh, wow, that just changed.
Yeah, I brought you to the
Thanks.
forefront, Bob.
Uh yeah, so been into radio for about 11, 12 years now. I'm an extra. I'm a no code extra. Originally when I got into ham radio, it was it was a preparedness kind of a thing, and got a few friends in with me, and I quickly got really, really hooked on the whole ham radio thing for ham radio's sake. Um, Started out digitally on D-Star way back in 2011 ish. Um, and then uh, started playing around with DMR 5, 6 years ago. I've been through several different DMR radios, a couple of different hotspots. Um, Currently, I do have a Skybridge. It's actually over there on my rack of radios, and it has now become an integral part of my Saturday net. So the dashboard is up on the screen, and that's basically what logs everybody who's checking into the net, which is also live streamed on YouTube. Um, Man, what else do I do in radio? I kind of do a little bit of everything. I like to experiment, so I like to play around with new stuff. I've tried satellites. I do digital on HF. I do. I wanted to learn about repeaters, so I bought a repeater, and I'm a repeater owner now. Uh, and that one is a fusion repeater because Yaesu, when they put those things on sale for the repeater deal, they're almost giving them away. Nobody else comes close. And, where else can you buy a repeater for less than the cost of a good mobile radio, and in some cases handhelds? So I've got a Fusion repeater. I've got Wires X set up here, and um, I have a YSF server that is plugged into the repeater. So if you've got, and oh yeah, you can cross mode your 878 with your Skybridge or your open spot into YSF, and you could get into the Idaho command, which is my reflector, and that gets it into my repeater. And don't ask me how that's a whole subject unto itself.
Another can of
Did
worms.
I answer your question?
Yes. Um, I'm sure Andy's got some questions for you as well.
Okay.
Eventually, I do. Well, actually, I'll give you one. When they gave the sale up for those machines, was it the first gen or the second generation of the Yaesu machines?
I've got one of each.
Oh, cool.
I originally
Okay.
got one of the DR1s, and that has been back to Yaesu 2 times because of stupid, stupid stuff. So the last time when it was gone off to Yaesu, I had talked to their service department, and they said, "Well, we can get you a DR2 out in the mail real quick." And I think that cost me, it was $700 on their
Yeah.
repeater owner deal.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'll take it. And then 2 months later, they sent the DR1 back, and that's been sitting in a box as a backup. I'd really, really like to do one of the 220 repeaters, but that means I've got to get a set of 220 cans, a 220 antenna, and
Um,
I've
I've
got to
got good news for you,
settle.
Bob.
Huh.
We're actually running a sale on the 220 repeaters, and you can get the MMDVM board for it. So you can do Yaesu System Fusion on 220, and we can get you the cans, the feed line, and the antenna.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Hmm. Well, we'll have to
Temp-
talk later.
Tempting, right?
I
And as we can
actually,
tell with Larry up in the corner, I'm twisting arms here.
Larry likes 220.
yeah, I think when I do a different repeater, I might go with a different mode. I might actually put up a DMR repeater because, and the reason I did Fusion over here, the one of the big reasons, because it's such a big mode here. Everybody has Fusion. There's 13 Fusion repeaters in the area that I live in. All of them are hooked up together in some fashion. So some are linked with a hard line over the internet. Some are linked RF. Some are linked um, by wires X. And I kind of wanted to break out and do something a little bit different. But one of my other buddies who owns 3 or 4 of the other repeaters in town, he linked my room to our local club's room, on the Wires X side. So I think the next one that I do, I'm gonna do something completely away from Fusion. And so, that leaves DMR or D-Star. And ICOM does not make a 220 repeater.
No, they do not. But
No,
I
they
have
don't.
something. I have something to add for you. So you said you started out on D Star for you. So do you remember the big flash sale that HRO had with the third generation of D Star repeaters?
I seem to remember that. Yeah.
I picked up a VHF and a UHF at a little over $400 a piece, and they're currently on DX Engineering's website for $1,800 a piece.
Yes, they are.
Yes, they
And
are.
that's what I had thought about that when they announced that sale.
Yep.
I was kind of like, wow.
You should have.
Wow, ICOM, I should say more. Well, yeah, it is ICOM. Uh, they're going to push it and it's going to get
Yeah.
out there. Not that, not that the Fusion repeaters are worse than the other repeaters, but I think the sound quality does sound, it's pretty comparable between the three.
Mm-hmm.
I've always had a soft spot in my heart for D-Star, but the cost of a repeater is ridiculous.
Yes.
I really wanted to do a 2-meter repeater, but the cost of a set of cans and the size of the cans are or duplexers. If people on here don't know what a set of cans are, duplexers are huge for 2 meters.
Um,
They've got to be big resonant cans.
it
Yeah.
depends on how much power you're planning on running, because we actually have
and
mobile
isolation.
duplexers
Mobile
for our
duplexers,
BCR
fine. But
repeaters.
yep, but in large sites, you want as much isolation as possible, and
Yes.
2-3 foot tall cans can be kind of hard depending on your space and your limitation. I've got a VHF commercial mixed mode P25 machine, and the cans are 2.5 foot tall, and there's 6 cans, so it takes up a lot of space. And I've got a UHF commercial DMR just standalone system, and it's actually into a combiner system. And the combiner cans are massive. It's only a 6-channel combiner, but if you're limited on space, yeah, absolutely, flat pack duplexers are gonna be your option. But if you can go big, go better.
That's what I've got for my 440 machine right now,
Mhm.
and I love it. It was a tiny little set of duplexers, or a tiny little duplexer setup. It cost me $130, not $1,000.
Yes.
I had all the feed line, I had the antenna, so it was a matter of I found 3 sections of Roan that somebody was getting rid of. I picked it up and away I go. So I'm in for fairly cheap.
Cheap.
And
Yeah,
I'm
you got
learning about
lucky.
it. Yeah, and I'm learning about it. That's half the fun, is just
is.
learning about all this stuff, how it works, how to program them, how to do all this other stuff, adding wires X, which I've got my wires X node is here in the house. I have the YSF reflector, which is being hosted at a friend's house because my internet gets overloaded here. So that's over at a friend's house now. And that's a whole story. The past 2 days has been like a nightmare. And it's just now coming back online as we speak. Because we tried to move it again to another guy with faster internet. And it didn't work out so well, and he didn't have time to screw around with it. So it's back at my other friends, just coming back online. And as a matter of fact, W0 CHP tells me it's not back online on their side. So I'm waiting, and I keep checking everything to see if I can hook the Sky Bridge back up to the YSF, because that's how I get in. Well, and it all works together. When it's working, if I talk on my repeater, if anybody talks on my repeater, it goes out over the YSF reflector. It goes out over wires X, and so all the nodes that are hooked up and all the people that are hooked up with their hotspots, they all hear it.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
yeah. But I'm sure you guys didn't tune in to hear me talking about my problems hooking up a repeater.
I think it's entertaining. It's this is a lot
Real
of
life.
this is it's real life, and I think a lot of people are possibly wanting to get a repeater, and these are some of the things that a lot of people are going to have to face, and some people understand the things that they have to do, and others are like, I'm brand new at this. I know what a repeater is. I know how it works, but I don't know all the pieces and parts that go into making this a functioning system. So I'm sure to some people who are unfamiliar, this is good information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the things with those um, is with our stuff, um, we actually have a training course that you get with the BCR repeaters
Mm-hmm.
that teaches you how to program the repeater and all sorts of stuff for the BCR series repeaters. And that's something that a lot of places don't give you, is a video training course to go over how to set it up. And the other thing is, let's say, for giggles here, you get one of the BCR 220 repeaters from us and you order the duplexer for it. As long as you give us your frequencies and everything we need to program it, we test it, and we make sure everything is functioning before it goes out the door.
Yep.
So all you have to do is hook up your feed line and your lightning arrestor and your power supply, or I should say the power cable, because the BCR series has a built-in power supply.
Built in.
I was just gonna say something. I was gonna like,
Wait a
you
minute.
don't come with a power supply for the repeater?
It does. It's built in.
Okay.
I've had a
Yep.
few people message me saying, "Hey, where's the power supply for the repeater?" And
Yeah.
when I
Look
told
in the
them
box. It's in
on the
there.
back, you should have a plug that looks like the same kind that goes on the computer power supply, and
Mhm.
there should be that same cable in your box. And they're like, "I don't even know how I missed that." And I'm like, "Hey,
Also known
there's a lot of
as an
packaging. It
IEC
happens."
connector.
An
So,
IEC connector, huh?
Yes, sir. Yep.
okay, Marshall and Ralph, I just got your emails. Give me just a moment. I'm going to get you the link to the Zoom meeting because I know that you haven't been getting the emails, and I saw you on YouTube. So bear with me just a second since you're on YouTube, and I'm going to get the link sent to you right now.
So I do want to say, and I don't want anybody to tune off of this, but I just released a video, part 2 of my Skybridge, which is our interview.
Uh-huh. Is that the
And
one where I was helping you get it set up and everything?
yes,
Okay.
the whole thing, well, the whole video, it was horrible. It was like one nightmare after another. First that Skybridge went down right before you called for the interview, which turned out to be a blessing because Jeremiah walked me right through and actually did it right there on video. So there is step by step on how you do it and how I can do it again when I screw this thing up again. I'll be able to do it because you walked me right through how to do everything.
And
But
um
the other thing I screwed
hmm?
up, which I could not fix, was I had no audio on me. There was perfect audio on you throughout the whole video. And for some reason, I had no audio on me. So I had to do some fancy editing to make
okay.
this video happen.
So the computer god said not today. Um
And I
it
said, well,
happens.
we're going to make it happen.
Look at the 3 hours I spent on the Excel spreadsheet to try and update the list to make sure everybody got their BC Plus emails today.
Oh,
And
yeah.
again, I want to give a shout out. I don't know if you guys can see him, but one of our BC Plus members, Greg Medower, he has been a godsend for helping me figure out stuff that I didn't know in Excel. And between the two of us, we came up with a solution to get everything working the way I needed it to in Excel. So, Greg, I'm going to talk to the powers that be and see if there's some chance I can take and get you something special for helping.
Yeah, Greg's great. Greg's fantastic.
Thank you, Jeremiah. I didn't do it to hopefully get a prize. I'm just trying to help a friend out, right? So that's what it's all about. So
And that's
I
the
greatly
right way to
appreciate
do
it, and I'm sure everybody else appreciates it as well. And that's exactly the point you said, helping a friend out. And if you're a ham radio operator,
Yep.
all of us need to be friendly towards each other, and
Yep.
keep things that can cause arguments off the air.
There you go.
And I think we can all agree about that, because Lord knows there were plenty of times I was on the repeaters in Indianapolis when I lived there, and there were people arguing over the potholes or arguing over the cop cars and the bus stops. And it's just
Yep.
like,
Yep.
why are you arguing over this? We all agree the potholes stink.
Yeah. Well, the way I look at it, Jeremiah, is simply this: is each of us have our own specialty, right? And there's stuff that you know that I don't know that you can help me with, and stuff that I can help Andy with, or Bob, or whoever it is, right? And we help each other, and that's how we develop our network of folks, and we just help each other, because that's what we should be doing, in my opinion.
Yeah, and that's what I love about ham radio is there's so many people with so much knowledge about everything. Um, there's some people that go, "Oh, you're an expert in all this stuff," and I'm not. I
Yeah.
I am I am one of the lowest IQ guys in this room, and
Well, I'm sure there's
and I
stuff that you
admit it.
know that I don't.
Exactly.
But I know who to ask, and you guys will help me, which I love. I got a new beam sitting out in the driveway right now. I am waiting. I've got friends who are going to come over and help put this thing together because they're like, "Hey, we know, I own one, they own one, and they know how to put it together." So they're going to come over, help me put it together and get it up on my tower. And
Well,
I'm finally going to replace my hex beam.
I would love to have a beam antenna, but unfortunately, that is never going to happen. At least not in the neighborhood I'm in right now. That's going to require me having a house and a tower and all sorts of stuff that isn't going to happen right now.
Well, there's going to be an open offer at some point. If you want to trek back up to Indianapolis, you can come stay with us and play with the cool toys. Because I have a bunch of cool toys. The problem is I like to spend my money on these cool toys, and then I have too many, and then because I have too many, I only got so many hands. I need to share with my friends.
Well, not only that, but definitely need to make sure that you get your general so you can take
Yep.
advantage of all the features. If not your
Absolutely.
extra, I've
Yep.
got faith that you can get your extra. I already have my general. But I am so busy with helping customers and
You're
just trying to make sure
nonstop.
that, like Bob, from your own experience, when we had that interview set up and you let me know there was a problem, we dived right into that to get that fixed, even though we were doing the interview.
Yes.
And just going through making sure that everything was working correctly before we got done with the call and getting everything set up and showing you, it's a couple of steps with the W0CHP software on the SkyBridge Max to get set up, and showing you a few shortcut keys for Windows, because I believe you had Windows 11.
Nope.
Windows 10.
Running a Mac.
Oh yeah, that's right. We did it on the Mac.
Yes,
So you have the video on how to do it on the Mac.
I do.
See, this is good to have for those who have Mac.
So anybody that wants to figure out how they can use their SkyBridge with a Mac, or program it, go watch this video. It just dropped last night, so it's been on there for a day. And give it a thumbs up. Please give it a thumbs up.
Yes.
And give this video a thumbs up too. If you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe, and share it.
Absolutely.
Now, Bob, if you want, go ahead and put the direct link to your video in the Zoom chat, and then I'll grab that and post it in the YouTube chat as well.
Okay, I've got to go find it, so give me a second here.
Okay, and I just got a notification from YouTube that our current stream bitrate is over twice as high as the recommended bitrate. So
Well,
they're complaining that my
okay.
internet connection's too good.
As I say, they can get over it. I'm watching Zoom on this monitor and YouTube on this monitor, and they both look great.
They'll demonetize you soon.
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay. So this is okay. So the video title for Bob is BridgeCom support thought that they were just being interviewed until this happened. So
Rise.
let me go in here, and there's that.
There it
A
is.
Hobbit in the YouTube chat. To get onto Zoom, you have to be a current BridgeCom Plus subscriber. And okay. If you just joined within the last hour and a half, I'm not going to be able to get you in tonight because, well, actually, hold on a second. Hold that thought.
He's gonna do a thing, but in general, if you've joined
Andy, keep asking questions while I'm helping here.
In the middle of a
on
live stream. Yeah, if you've joined in the middle of a live stream, you'll have to give Jeremiah, tech support guy, some time to get through that after the show. But in general, 24, 48 hours, they should be able to get you into the system and get you added into the email list so that when we do our weekly shows here in Zoom, which is over on the screen for me, you'll get those updates, and you'll get some other updates from BridgeCom Systems, and you'll get all the cool stuff, the things that you need to have as a member.
Okay.
But yeah.
So A Hobbit, I'm assuming, and please don't get mad at me if I say your first name. You are Carol, I'm assuming?
There's two, I believe, that actually joined. Let's take a look here.
Andy, keep an eye on the chat here.
I think it's that person, yes, because there's another one at 8:25 that also joined. And they had asked, yes. So Carol. To answer that question, correct. There should be another one that joined, David. Just joined BC Plus. Should I send email and reference above for Zoom link? So yeah, you've got a couple people that just joined. Welcome to the family.
Thank you for joining.
Absolutely.
Okay, so real quick, there are two giveaways going on tonight. The first giveaway is for a free annual subscription to BridgeCom Plus, which will enable you to actually participate in the BridgeCom Plus only giveaways, where you could possibly win a Skybridge 578 or even a 878 UV2 Plus, which I have official confirmation for everybody. The 878 UV2 Pluses that we have in stock do come with the USB-C rechargeable battery. So if you order one of the new 878s, they do come with the USB-C battery, so you can charge it on the fly. Unfortunately, the plug is on the bottom of the battery, but AnyTone is looking on their next revision to do a USB-C plug on the side of the radio, possibly. So you'd be able to charge it while it's sitting in the cup holder in your car. Just make sure that you didn't spill any of your drink in the cup holder first.
Yeah.
Water intrusion, not good.
Nope.
Okay. So, give me just a second. We may go a few minutes over on YouTube.
Yep.
But
we normally do.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get David and Carol taken care of real quick.
Yep, great. So, Bob, do you have any other repeaters on the air? And I think you had mentioned that you're looking at putting another repeater on the air, maybe more than one. Are you wanting to do mixed mode? Like for me, I wanna put basically an MMDVM machine and be able to offer all the modes. I've got a commercial DMR, commercial P25, and we're looking at doing something really cool here with P25 as well. I can't give away too many secrets, but it will be very cool. And I will say it involves multiple repeaters and would be sort of one of a kind. So what plans do you have? Are you wanting to put up a 220? Are you wanting to put up a V or a U or more than that?
You know, I've got my UHF repeater right now. I'm very happy with it. It has been the DR2X has been running flawlessly since I put it in about a year now. And so I have no plans to change it because it is if you're just getting into digital radio or you're wanting to get into digital radio, one of the things you want to find out is what's popular in your area. If there's absolutely no DMR in your area and you don't plan on doing anything other than getting a radio at first, DMR is probably not the mode you want to get into just to buy a radio unless you want to buy a hotspot along with it. So I always tell people, find out what's popular. Here in the Magic Valley of Idaho, system fusion is king. It is all over the state. There's about half the repeaters in the state are linked up via Wires X. So it's very, very easy to connect from me in here in southern Idaho to eastern Idaho or to Coeur d'Alene up north. Very, very easy. And we've all got that common Idaho thing going on. Where I used to live, it was just in the Sacramento area. Everything was just starting to kind of pop in digital. So it really wasn't, there wasn't much established. There was a single D-Star repeater in the Sacramento area that I used to go on all the time. Then a couple of friends put up DMR repeaters. And so that became a thing. And then Yaesu did their big sale for the first time. And the club that I belong to up in the foothills of California, of Northern California, they bought a couple of fusion repeaters and started with that. So there's a good mix out there. Right where I live, there is fusion, and that's it. So everything else is kind of wide open at this point.
Yeah, that's great.
And I would suggest find out what's popular so you could get on repeaters and use the mode you want to use, as well as analog.
All right. Well,
Okay,
real
that's
quick,
great.
I do have another question for you, Bob. But first, we need to see who our winner is of the annual BC Plus subscription for YouTube.
Yes, we do.
So I'm going to click the button right now to find out who our winner is. All right.
Who do we have?
Well, give me just a second here.
One.
Let's see if they are still in YouTube. So let me get back to that screen here. All right. Lindsay. Should be call sign AA5KL. Are you in YouTube in the chat? Take a few moments to get a response on YouTube.
Yep, absolutely.
Because, there's the delay on YouTube. It's like 15 seconds.
Mm-hmm. There is.
I have a comment coming over from YouTube from RBMD 2020 2A. He says, I have a Yaesu 991A and a Yaesu 500 DR. However, my club went to DMR. I don't have Fusion set up. So that is a fantastic case for a SkyBridge.
Yes,
There
Yes.
you go.
absolutely. That is exactly
it-
what you need a SkyBridge for.
You put
Because-
a SkyBridge into your house and you set it up to cross mode from YSF to or from Fusion to DMR, and then you could get on a mirror reflector from whatever DMR group they're on, and bang, you're on your club's repeater or their reflector. You could go anywhere in the world. You can use that SkyBridge like I use it here in YSF mode and DMR mode. And that's the one thing that I love the SkyBridge more functionally than my open spot, is the fact that it doesn't matter what radio I grab, it'll work on the
Yep.
SkyBridge.
Yep.
And I don't have to reset any software. There's my open spot. In order for me to go from YSF to DMR on this, or to change a mode or put it in a cross mode, I have to fire up the software and I have to tell it, change my mode.
Yeah.
The
And-
SkyBridge, when I
Just
set it up, I
works.
said, these are the modes that I want to run.
Yep.
And so if I grab a Yaesu radio here, it keys up the YSF side of the SkyBridge. If I grab my AnyTone radio, it keys up DMR, and I have not set up D-Star because I have a permanent D-Star server
You don't need to.
that I don't
Right.
need to, and I
Yeah.
don't want to because I like its reflector 30 Charlie.
Yeah.
And I can't put two on the same reflector or they kick me off. They get sad all day.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've, fortunately I have a SkyBridge coming to me, hopefully within the next couple of weeks or so. And I've got a hotspot. It's not a SkyBridge, but I've got one coming. And that's what I like. I'm running a not the proprietary version of what the SkyBridge is running, but it's very, very similar. And that's what I like about it is, I do actually work all modes. I do P25, Fusion, DMR, D-Star, and I'm getting into M17. I have all mode capabilities. I'm the kind of guy that literally has more than one handheld for pretty much every mode. I enjoy having the availability and opportunity to be able to do that and have a device to where I don't have to go in and change things. I build into the code plug what I want to do, or if I'm like on D-Star and I want to change something, I can literally just go in and dial where I want to go. It's fantastic. I don't have to log into the software and say, oh gosh, I want to do this now. Oh, now I got to fire up the computer. Oh God, I don't want to have to do that. No, it just works. It just works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So real quick, for RBMD 2020, I do have something that I can help you with your homebrew hotspots. It's actually called an advanced tech call. If they're based on the PiStar, the Raspberry Pi boards, I can help you get those up and running. If you go to bridgecomsystems.com and look under the BC Plus or BridgeCom University, I believe it is, or either resources. Andy, if you want to take a look real quick on bridgecomsystems.com, I think it's under resources. It should say advanced tech call.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Okay. So here's what the SkyBridge looks like for those who are wondering, and there are vents on the side here. And here's your network connector over here to do your Ethernet connection, but you can also do Wi-Fi. And if you have a micro SD card reader, then you get a SkyBridge. Call into support first and say that you need help setting up the Wi-Fi. So I can actually take and help you with getting your Wi-Fi set up, because there's a really cool way to do that by taking the card out, putting it into your card reader, and then copying over the Wi-Fi supplicant file or WPA supplicant file that we can make on W0CHP.radio. That will actually set your SkyBridge up so when you power it back on with the card back in it, it will take and log on to your Wi-Fi. And if you're using Windows 11, I've got another trick for you. If you don't remember what your Wi-Fi password is, because it's been so long since you had to connect it, if you actually go down to where your Wi-Fi icon is on your taskbar and click on it like you're going to connect to another Wi-Fi network, on the one you're currently connected to, just click that I in the corner, and it'll pull up your settings. And at the bottom of that settings window, you'll actually see the words Use Security Key and a little button that says View. You click on that, and there's your Wi-Fi password on Windows 11.
Yep. I did go ahead and
a little more involved.
Yep, and I did go ahead and post a link to the ATC call there in the YouTube chat there. So for anyone that's interested in an advanced tech call, that link will take you directly to BridgeCom's website for the advanced tech call.
Yes, and for those who are wondering what that is if you have a homebrew hotspot, or you got your 878 or 578, or TYT, the Baofeng BM 1701, I think it is. Pretty much any DMR radio that I have experience with, I can help you get it set up to work with your SkyBridge.
And eventually, I'll be able to help with the ones that he has no hands-on stuff with that are more on the commercial side, but a lot of amateurs like to use.
Right. The three that I've got that are non-AnyTones, one of them is discontinued. It is the GD77 by Radioddity. The other two are a Redivis RV or RT8, which I don't think they make anymore. But I think they replaced it with the RT3S.
I think
and then the UV390 by TYT is the same exact radio.
Yep.
Is the RT3S. It's the same firmware, actually.
What's that other one that you got that you can throw across the room?
The one I could throw across the room that probably wouldn't take any damage, although I did put an eBay case on it, so I'm not sure if that'll hold up as well as the original case. It seems like it's just as thick. Is my Motorola XPR 7550E.
Yep.
Yes, I've been holding out on you, Larry. I have a 7550E Motorola as well. I just don't use it. It sits on the charger mostly.
Yeah, I picked it up for him at Dayton a while ago. Not this past year, but the year before, and got him to CPS and taught him a little bit just so he could have a little bit of insider with that. But yeah, hey Jonathan, I see in our Zoom chat. Yeah, you're right. At least it's on the charger, unlike his 878 was the last time he forgot to charge the radio.
And we were doing a Zoom call for the BC Plus members, and I had to go and find another battery in the middle of the call. I'm never going to live that one down, but at least it's not a power outage.
No, that's true, but at least I'm on a battery backup for not only my interwebs, which I have a cellular backup for, but also this entire system right here. So, ha ha ha.
Okay. So for our YouTube fans, I do want to say thank you for joining us.
Yes.
If you
yes.
haven't gotten a chance yet, go to bridgecomsystems.com, and under BridgeCom University, you'll see the link where you can sign up for BridgeCom Plus, and that way you can join us on the Zoom meetings and get the extended Zoom calls. And to Lindsay Linton, I hope I said your last name right. Congratulations tonight on being
Yes.
our winner of the annual BC Plus membership. And I will get your email to get you all set up and all of that fun stuff. So again, thank you. And we will be signing off of YouTube, but the fun continues on Zoom. So
Hey,
thank you again,
before you
everyone.
guys, before
Yeah.
you guys get off of YouTube,
Uh-huh.
for those of us who don't know exactly what BC Plus is,
Ooh.
can you explain what it is?
Yes.
Okay. So with all of our products, we actually include a training resource. So the 878, the 578, the SkyBridge, the BCR repeaters, as well as we have multiple workshops that are separate products themselves. One of the changes that we are making is all lifetime members are going to get free access to the workshops going forward. So you will have a automatic seat for that. Annual and monthly members will still need to get the workshops themselves separately, but annual or lifetime members will be getting those added to their account probably within the next week and a half, 2 weeks. I've got to go through the list. There's 36 annual members or lifetime members right now, and over 500 members total.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ronald, I'll get to your question here in just a few moments. But with BC Plus, you get access to all of the training courses, as well as a discounted price on the advanced tech calls. And let me be clear, if it is a warranty issue with your product, the warranty support covers the warranty issues. If it is an issue with combining your analog code plug with your DMR code plug, stuff like that, that would fall under an advanced tech call, because we don't normally program in local repeaters, stuff like that, into the radios. You would be working with me one-on-one, and we would be on the phone and doing a remote session on the computer, and I'd be showing you how to take and do everything on your computer. Also, this applies for setting up the APRS on your radio. If you have a hotspot that you got somewhere else, or you built it yourself and you just can't seem to get it to work, you can use an advanced tech call for that. Same thing with the 878, 578, the TYT, UV, and MD series 380 and 390 radios, as well as the RT RT3S and the RT8 from Redivis. I've got experience with all of those radios, so I can help you get those set up to work on DMR with your hotspot. May take a little bit to get the right software on your computer, but we can get it done. So if you're looking for a hotspot, you've got one of those other radios, check out our SkyBridge. If you are looking for an all-in-one solution where we get all of your stuff programmed right off the bat, and you're looking for a radio and a hotspot, we have what's called the plug-and-play package, where all you've got to do is, once you get it home, is put the radio on the charger, plug your SkyBridge into your Ethernet cable and into your router, and plug the power in. That's it. And you will be able to get on the air as soon as your radio is charged. So, again, thank you everybody who joined us on YouTube. And from all of us at BridgeCom Systems 73s, and everybody on Zoom, please stay on Zoom.